Not only in Roblox, but in various games, and even within your own family, you need to be careful with the people around you. Because sometimes the danger doesn't come from a stranger on the internet, but from someone who is inside your own house. And that was exactly what happened to Zuri. A distant cousin went to spend a few days at her house. At first, it seemed like just another normal visit, but after a while, strange things started to happen. And before starting, leave that like, because that helps the channel a lot and shows that you want more videos of scary cases like this one. It all started in 2017 in a simple town in the United Kingdom, where there was a girl named Julia who years later ended up telling this case to other people on Reddit, which ended up reaching me. According to her, Zuri was always known for being a calm, shy child and very passionate about building games like Minecraft and Roblox. Zuri was only 8 years old at that time. She spent hours on the computer creating huge houses in Roblox, mainly in those games where it was possible to decorate rooms, build cities, and set up mansions. In Minecraft, she liked to make giant castles with secret corridors. Outside of the screens, she also played with building blocks scattered across the bedroom floor. Her bedroom was full of toys organized in colorful boxes. Zuri took care of everything with great care, almost as if no one could touch her things. According to Julia, the friend from church who told this case, Zuri was a very selfish girl for her age. At school, she hardly ever lent anything. When a classmate forgot a pen and asked to borrow it, Zuri would usually reply, "Buy one, that's your problem and not mine." She didn't like people messing with her materials, nor with her toys, nor with her games. If anyone touched anything without asking, she would get irritated immediately. Zuri's parents had a very good financial condition. They lived in a big house, gave her many gifts, and rarely said no. If Zuri wanted a new toy, she got it. If she wanted the cell phone of the year, her parents bought it. On Roblox, she had a lot of Robux because her parents frequently put money into her account. With the passage of time, that ended up leaving Zuri more and more attached to her own things. She grew up used to having everything she wanted and didn't need to share anything with anyone. Julia said that even the other children at church commented on this. Sometimes, Zuri wanted to use the best toys alone and rarely let anyone participate. Even so, she was just an 8-year-old child who loved building little houses. That year, Zuri's parents invited a 12-year-old distant cousin to spend some time at their house because of her birthday. The boy ended up staying for almost 2 months. As Julia reported, no one from the church knew much about this cousin before that happened. He was a quiet, thin, closed-off boy who almost never smiled. From what Zuri told Julia, he spent most of his time alone in the house where he lived. His parents barely gave him any attention. He didn't have many toys, he didn't have his own video game, and much less a cell phone, something that at that age already made him feel different from other children. While Zuri had a gamer computer, new gifts, and money in Roblox to buy items and accessories, her cousin had practically none of that. Zuri's parents decided to call the relatives to invite them to her birthday party. The initial idea was for the whole family to come spend a few days together, but the boy's parents said they couldn't go because they had other commitments. So they asked if the boy could go alone. Julia tells us that later, some adults in the family commented that it seemed like his parents just wanted to take the opportunity to leave the boy away from home for a while. So he went. In the beginning, nobody noticed anything strange about him. The boy seemed quiet, helped the adults sometimes, and spent a good part of the time watching Zuri play. But as the days passed, he began to show jealousy. He saw Zuri winning new gifts, messing with the computer, playing with huge boxes of blocks, and having a room full of toys. The boy asked several times to play together. "Lend me this, can I build too?" And Zuri replied, "No, you're going to mess it up. It's mine." On a rainy afternoon, Zuri's parents needed to go out quickly to solve some problems with her delayed birthday party. The father had forgotten to pick up the cake that had been ordered from a well-known baker in the town. The agreement was to pick up the cake at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, but he only remembered it at the beginning of the evening. It was already past 7 o'clock when the parents left the house in a hurry. The rain was heavy, the streets wet, and the sky completely dark. Zuri's father got irritated with himself during the entire way, complaining that the bakery would probably already be closed. And it was. When they got there, the lights were already off and the door locked. Zuri's mother still tried to call the baker, but nobody answered. So they decided to stop by another place to try to resolve the party situation before returning home. Meanwhile, Zuri stayed home alone with the 12-year-old cousin. Zuri was sitting on the bedroom floor building a tower of blocks, trying to build a tower similar to the constructions she made in Minecraft. She was so concentrated fitting the pieces together that she didn't even notice her cousin entering the room. The boy was holding a hammer that he had used earlier in the garage. He asked one more time to play. Zuri answered without turning around. No. Silence took over the room. You could only hear the rain hitting the windows and the sound of the blocks being fitted on the floor. Then the boy attacked Zuri using the back of the hammer. She fell immediately and lost consciousness. When she woke up, she was disoriented and feeling a lot of pain in her head. The blocks were scattered around her, some stained with... The room seemed strange, too silent, and the cousin was no longer there. Even though she was scared, Zuri managed to get up and go to her parents' bedroom. She grabbed the first aid kit from the drawer because, in her mind, she thought she needed to stop the bleeding quickly before something worse happened. A short time later, the parents arrived home and became desperate upon seeing her injured. Zuri was rushed to the hospital and managed to survive. However, the attack ended up causing some fractures in her skull, and she needed to stay hospitalized for several days under medical observation. The doctors said she was very lucky to still be alive, because the blow could have caused even more severe damage. Julia said that the family decided not to report the boy because he was a relative. The boy was grounded and returned to the city where he lived, but he was never invited to birthdays, parties, or gatherings at Zuri's house again. Even after recovering physically, Zuri never completely lost her fear of that cousin. Julia said that for many years, Zuri would get nervous just hearing his name in family conversations.
This scary story teaches us two very important lessons about life, sharing,
and how we treat the people around us. 1. The importance of kindness and sharing. First, it shows us that being selfish and refusing to share can create bad feelings like jealousy and anger. Zuri had everything: a beautiful room, expensive toys, and plenty of Robux, while her cousin had absolutely nothing. When we are blessed with many good things, we should be kind and share with those who are less fortunate. Sharing a toy or letting someone play with us costs nothing, but it can make another person feel happy and included. If Zuri had shared her blocks, her cousin might have felt welcomed instead of feeling left out and angry. 2. Controlling our emotions. Second, and even more importantly, this story teaches us that violence is never the answer, no matter how jealous or hurt we feel. The cousin felt lonely and invisible because his parents ignored him, and seeing Zuri's perfect life made him deeply jealous. But hurting someone else will never fix your own problems. It is completely normal to feel jealous or upset sometimes, but we must learn to control our anger and talk about our feelings instead of acting out with violence. The cousin's terrible choice ruined his relationship with his family forever and left Zuri with deep fears. True happiness doesn't come from owning the best toys or having the most Robux. It comes from being kind, sharing what we have, and treating others with respect. Greed and jealousy only bring darkness, but a little bit of kindness can change someone's whole world. The biggest lesson of this story is about how dangerous jealousy can be. When we spend all our time comparing what we have to what others have, it makes us bitter and angry. The cousin let his jealousy turn into hate, which led him to do something terrible. We must learn to be happy with what we have instead of hurting others out of envy. And do you think Zuri really was selfish or just a spoiled child? Comment down below. And don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. And turn on the bell because here there are always videos of different cases like this one from Roblox. I'm leaving now.